Hey guys, today we are playing the Stanley Parable. So yeah.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What the hell? This is not here. This is not here before.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
Let's go. No! Let me out. I hate this. Earlier I was watching Paddington and Paddington 2. And they were pretty good movies. And I looked at a tweet Paddington made about Citizen Kane. It says, I do hope Mr. Kane won't be too upset that I haven't.
And thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable
This has been like
Ultra
3
Deluxe,
years in
a
development,
reimagining
by
of
the
the
way.
game for consoles and home computers.
Oh,
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new
steroids.
content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the
don't
world
give me the
over.
steroids. Aww.
Please
New
step
content,
inside
let's
and
go.
see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley
I've been waiting
Parable
3 years to play
Ultra
this.
Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe
This
content.
elevator looks good.
Okay, so far it's an elevator.
Yeah.
Nothing special yet, but I'm sure
What
it's
do you mean?
just the
This
beginning
is amazing.
of a
Look at the
mesmerizing
floor.
adventure.
It's so blurry.
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we...
No, we shouldn't.
Should we be moving
Oh.
somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long
Okay.
last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Can crouch a lot. It's very fun.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Come on, we've not even played this for that long
It's
yet,
as if
bro.
the... Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content,
what it is.
Stanley.
The jump circle.
All right. All right, let's see it.
You can jump
Jump
finally.
circle?
Amazing. Oh, I wish I could like. Nah. That was a waste of time.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new
sounds boring.
content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And every... Oh, wait. There's
Yes,
more.
shut up and stop
Very
complaining,
good.
bitch.
Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for
Let's see.
whatever it is.
Thank you for enjoying the new content.
That's it?
There's a
You've
chair,
got to
don't
be
worry, there's
kidding
a
me.
chair.
You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level
Oh.
of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's
Wait,
achievement.
what are...
And it's hard to believe one of them actually says, test achievement, please
that actually an
ignore.
Let's see. There is.
What quality assurance department signed off on this?
stuck.
I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we
Okay.
just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together
Okay.
like always. What do you say, friend?
Yeah, sure, if I wanna. We're 4 minutes into this game. We've not even seen the new content. Was that it? A great expansion pack. So I gotta play the normal game. Like, I've been waiting to play this on consoles for 3 years because I don't have a computer. My computer broke and you have to pay for it on computer, and I only know how to pay for it on Xbox. That makes no sense, but ooh.
Stanley, come over here.
Nah, bro, that's too sus.
I want to show you something. Oh, you don't want to see the cool surprise I made for you? Well, fine. Oh, never mind.
They
You're
didn't
not
call me a
dork.
dork, you bitch. Oh, can I stand it? No. What the f- You just killed me. The end is never, the end is never, the end is never, the end is... The end is the end is never, the end is loading. It's loading, the end is loading, the game's over. Great. Because he killed me. Paddington eating crumpets with marmalade. Why did I just say that? Bruh. 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 Let's go.
Okay, you remember how
Yes.
cheap and unsatisfying the new ultra deluxe
Yeah.
content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers
Looks
won't
like Dark
find it.
Souls. I don't know, I've
Just
never
our
played that
little
game.
secret. Take a look. I call it the
Can I
memory
escape?
zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of
Can I
my
get out?
life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Let's see.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the memory zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap Xbox port?
Yeah, at least they went to the effort of putting that, changing it for all the things like the PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, Xbox, PS.
Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had
look.
integrity. Back then, it all meant something.
Look,
Oh, the waste.
you see, he stuck his thing on and he stole it. Let's see. Did he made it or something? I don't know. 2013. When the Stanley Parable was released. Steam page, right? Zone, Sweet Zone. Let me in here. What's in here? I know something's in here. I want to see it. If I was on computer, I probably could see it, but I'm not. I'm on exports. Exports. Xbox. Just a $1. This is the first revenue they made off the game. Trip down memory lane. There's copies of the game. Oh, this is the demonstration. Play the demo. I wish we could. Unachievable. It's impossible to get the achievement. I know that one. Go to say, don't play the game for 5 years. People probably have that actually now. A lot of people probably are. I don't know on this version, but you know, new video game. This is. I feel like this isn't real, but everything else, most of everything else is real. Stanley Parable deals tough choices. Is that it? Oh yes. This looks so nice. Why can I not walk here? I can clearly. Can I sit on the bench? No. Why is there some Russian woman singing about Memory Zone? Or something. I'm downtown. Yeah, let's just look at everything. What's this? Loving memory. Little Stanley. Aww. Aww. It makes me actually upset. I don't like that. Well, I kinda do. Look. Little Stanley. Aww. Who's he good night? Oh. Okay, let's go now.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like
Okay.
this stunning triumph of games journalism. 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com.
Okay.
James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created."
Every game.
Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game
What?
ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley
Must have been a
Parable
pretty good
was.
game.
It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing.
Lol.
It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore.
No.
It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Well, I guess this counts as new content. Ooh. Memory zone maintenance. Is that where the memories get fixed so they don't end up being shit? Person of the year. Not gonna lie, that's a pretty good person of the year. He's like a really cool looking dude. I want to be friends with him. Let's continue the game. Ooh, this is some coding. It looks like the backgrounds. What the hell? Like this image specifically looks a lot like the backgrounds to me. Don't know what all. This looks a lot. Oh look, you're playing Stanley Parable. Let's go. Oh, I've seen. Here you can like get to the serious room. Anyone know what that is? Serious room. Here.
Here's another moving passage,
Source.
this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10.
What?
Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need
Yeah, it does.
new content. All they had to do was transport it in
Carpet
pristine
textures.
condition along to the Xbox. Boom, done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise.
There's not even a second game. They didn't get merged. Well, I mean, I think the carpet texture is my favorite. Look, see the serious room. I want to go to the serious room. That was where if people would put commands in, they would get sent here. Specific command and they would get sent to this room. Where did I go?
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back.
Oh, it's
Have it
open.
all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone
This is
before.
maintenance.
What's this? What's down here?
Ew.
Oh no, oh God, no, Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online
Is that
store
like Steam?
front for computer games.
Is that like Steam? But it's not.
I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here.
Looks like shit.
Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they? Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining.
Bolivia.
Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights
Not really.
that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
There's a lot of gags in this game already. Memories. Look, this is a positive review. Why do you not include this one? See, I don't even know what that one is.
Okay, let's see what
This
one
was
says.
good. See,
While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley, I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy, honestly. You
I don't
can.
know what that
Oh,
one
goodness.
means. So I can't.
This is actually quite shocking for me. I always, well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and
Okay.
airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But but maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure.
Lol.
Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I... What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button?
Yeah.
Well, yes.
That's actually a
Yes, I
good
think we
idea.
can
I
do
will
that.
have those three.
If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Let's jump the what? Whoa.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second line's...
Bye.
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of... Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a faultless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go... Poof. Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well... Stanley! Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there.
I think I'm going to end the video now. So, bye.